watching Nation Now, and we have a very special guest today this Sunday evening with us here on the broadcast. Known for popular movies like English Vinglish and Life of Pi, talented actor and now also a passionate chef, Adil Hussain joins us exclusively here on Mirror Now. Adil Hussain, very good evening. So good to have you here with us on Mirror Now. Well, Adil recently became the first Indian to win the Best Actor at the Norwegian National Awards for his film, What Will People Say? And this movie has also been selected as the Norwegian entry for the Best Foreign Language Film at the 91st Academy Awards. Adil, good evening once again. Good to have you with us. Now, to begin with, an Indian actor getting the award for the Best Actor in the Norwegian National Awards. Now, we want to understand, how does that happen? How is it possible? Isn't there a citizenship criteria, and how did you manage?
I did not manage it. I was equally surprised when it happened, when they told me that I was nominated for the award, for the Best Actor award, and I was like, really? How did that happen? So apparently they don't have that criteria that you have to be a citizen of Norway in order to participate or be nominated in that category. And I was surprised for the simple reason because I did a film called Sunrise where I played the lead role, and it was directed by my good friend Parthoshan Gupta, who is a French citizen. When he went to study in France, he took the citizenship. But the entire film is Indian. The story is Indian. It is set in India. All the actors are Indian, and even it is partially funded by National Film Development Corporation.
Okay.
And we were not eligible for the national awards in India because the director was a French citizen. Though he is Indian, I mean, he's very much Indian. At the age of 26 or 27, he went to France. So then when I got the award, when I was nominated, I was invited for the main function. They will announce the award. Out of 3 actors, Scandinavian actors, they announced my name. I was very pleasantly surprised that this has happened.
Yes.
So yeah, that's I don't know
are you
how
saying
happened,
that the criteria is extremely stringent here in India? It should be relaxed a bit. A country like Norway, for that matter, sounds extremely liberal, and of course, it's great news for us that an Indian actor should receive these honors in Norway. But are you trying to also tell us that we need to perhaps relax our criteria when it comes to the arts, to movies?
Absolutely, because I think art is the only, it should work like a glue, an adhesive to bring people together. It creates, it generates, it gives birth to empathy. That's why we practice art. Art is the only way for me now, what I see after practicing art for such a long time, that it helps us to empathize with the people, those who have opposite views, different nationalities, gender, caste, creed, and color. So I think India could possibly be inspired by countries like Norway, who practices this particular rule that they can be, anybody in the world can become, can be nominated and win an award.
Yes, so it's important to break those barriers, but perhaps we are a long way from there, since we are still in a situation where you have for every second or third movie some amount of protests going. We are still fighting for that kind of creative liberty and freedom of expression. But perhaps one day, like you said, we'll get there. I want to ask you about the movie What Will People Say? This is the movie that has also got an official entry to the Oscars. The same movie for which you have won the Best Actor award?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the movie, Mr.
Correct.
Hussain.
This is correct. Yes. So the movie is the movie is about the differences between the cultural values that people practice. When I remember one very interesting incident that Barry John, who happened to be my actor and a very, very senior theatre actor, teacher, teacher of so many actors, including Shah Rukh Khan. I mean, he came to India in 1969 and he got a citizenship, I think Indian citizenship recently, maybe 5 to 6 years ago. And one day I went to do a rehearsal and he was very depressed. And I asked him, why are you depressed? He said, no, Sachin Tendulkar should not have played that ball that way. and Sachin and India was playing against England, you know. So he sort of assimilated the Indianness in him. But I have seen also, you know, when I go abroad, when I visit England or any other country, so most of the Indians or Pakistani, they stick to their values so strictly, especially the first generation. So the clashes between the first generation and second generation arise, if I may say that way. So the film is about that how the second generation Pakistani children getting influenced by the Western culture and their idea of living their freestyle life. And the previous generation, the parents, how they would like to restrain them, constrain them to retain their strict values. And those values are maybe from 1961 when they left the country, or 1973 when they left the country. So that's the film about, to the point that the father kidnaps his own daughter and brings her to Pakistan, lives her with one of the uncles. And so the entire story unfolds from there. It's the real story of the director, Iram Haq.
That sounds extremely interesting. And I want to ask you that you've worked in many international projects, and of course you've tasted commercial success as well here in India with movies like English, Winglish and Ishqiya, where I remember your role very clearly. Now, I want to ask you that, you know, it must be extremely rewarding for you. And I believe when you went to receive the award, you dedicated it to your hometown, Gwalpara. Incidentally, I happen to belong to Assam as well. But I want to know from you the journey from a small town in Gwalpara to Delhi and then to the international stage. What is it like? What is the most rewarding thing about, you know, working in so many projects, multiple languages? And I believe you started as a stand-up comedian.
Yes, I did. Gwalpara is amazing little town on the bank of river, on the bank of Brahmaputra. I didn't realize how beautiful it was till I came to Delhi. So,
I understand.
Anyways, it's culturally very vibrant. Most of the Assamese towns are very culturally very vibrant place. Everybody sings, dances, you know, plays music. So, but the thing is that we never learned to dream big when I was in Gwalpara, and I'm talking about around that time where newspaper used to come 3 days later after it was published. So it had been a very I don't want to glorify my struggle, but it was a journey that the driving force within me always felt that I would like to act, and I would like to, as my father said, doesn't matter what you want to be, that, you know, be the best. So I wanted to know more about acting, to go deeper and understand the craft of acting. And I had been very lucky and blessed for meeting these amazing teachers, you know, including Khalid Ji and Barry John, Nasuddin Shah, Robin Das, and all these amazing people, those who have sort of, Arjun Raina, they have sort of helped me to fulfill my dream. I must take credit for one thing, that I was definitely a very devoted student. I followed their instruction to the T. So it is. I only feel gratitude and a lot of gratitude for my hometown.
Absolutely, a lot of recognition coming your way, both nationally and internationally. But I won't let you go before I ask you about this new thing that you're dabbling with. I believe you have a great passion for cooking, and we were, in fact, while you were speaking, running some of those videos where you are seen as a chef. Tell us more about this passion, Adil Hussain.
Yeah. I guess when I left home at the age of 17, I came to Guwahati to be an actor, to act in movies basically. And I missed my mother's food, you know, and those days we never had phones. It was very, very, you know, only privileged people had phones. So I had to go back and ask my mom, sit with her, that thing that you cook, how do you know, give me the details. And so people started liking what I used to make. And so I think since last 35 years I had been cooking. Wow. And I guess I had gone into
What's your speciality? What's your speciality, Mr. Hussain?
Stomach, and include I cook all kinds of foods from different parts of the country and the world. Okay. Wherever I go, and organically it happened that, okay, I like some dish and I pick up the recipe and I try. So most of the dishes that I cooked yesterday at Nimto, which is in Delhi in Greater Kailash 1, or the recipes that I practiced for last 20 years at least.
Wow.
And yeah, so I wanted to share it with public. It's not
That's
that I'm going to open a
interesting.
restaurant or anything like that. I have no plans because I don't have any time.
Right.
I don't have time because I'm busy till March.
And yes,
next
that's
year,
exactly what I
films
was
after
wondering,
films.
that how do you,
But I would like to practice
how do you
at
make
least once
time
in 2
for
months.
your hobbies? That's something we must, of course, try and get more answers from you. But I'm afraid I've run out of time. Thank you so much, Mr. Adil Hussain, for joining us here on Mirror Now. An absolute pleasure to have you with us.